Hey everyone, it's Rachel. Thank you for joining me in this video. I got even more Easter crafts for you all today, so let's go ahead and get started. In this craft project, we are going to do a layered look, if you will, with two different objects. Now, I have these two different houses that I bought from Hobby Lobby, and what I'm going to do is I painted this pink, and then I painted this white. So I'm going to do a pattern here, and then do a cute little phrase here. And I'm also going to bring in the print then cut. Told you guys, I am just absolutely in love with print and cut, so I'm definitely going to be utilizing this. Now, I was just thinking that for those who don't have a printer, you can always just buy some Easter cardstock and cut out, they call it fussy cutting, and cut around that bunny on, I'm sure there's cardstocks that have plenty of these cute bunnies on there, and all you have to do is just go ahead and just fussy cut around it, and then you could do what I'm doing. So just another alternative to you know, if you don't have a printer. And if you are looking for a printer, I am currently using the Epson 15,000. Now, it's definitely not necessary for the projects that I'm working on. It's just we kind of went go big or go home kind of idea. We had the Epson 2800 and we were having some issues with that. So we ended up returning it, and we were going to get the exact same one because we thought maybe it was just defective. And then we thought about it, and this 15,000, Epson 15,000, it has, you can print on 11 by 17. So that really appealed to me and my husband. Not that, I don't know if Cricut has 11 by 17 Cricut printable vinyl. I'm sure eventually down the road they will. And when they do, we will be ready. But for other things, personally, we would utilize that 15 or 11 by 17. So anyways, but you know, you can, that Epson 2800, that is like $200, I believe. So this one, I think, gosh, I don't know, it was on sale at the time. I think it originally was $700 and we got it for like 5 something. So we actually got a pretty good deal on it, and or at least so we think, right? But anyways, and I've been loving it. I've noticed though on one of my cuts though, or my prints, it did have some ink on the edge, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but you know, what are you going to do? And also, if you're looking into getting a printer to do the printable vinyl, you're going to want to make sure you can load it, what's it called? Have a tray, like a back feeder. You don't want to have it, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to have it go in the tray. Actually, let me get this before I demonstrate it, before I lose it. But what you don't want to happen is you don't want to, sorry about that. Yeah, you don't want to have to feed it in and then bend it and then print that way. This is why it's always good to have a rear feeder, so that way all it does is just slides in and goes in like this instead of going up like this. That's when you'll start to run into a lot of issues. So that's why they recommend, I don't know, the YouTubers and the Google searches, they recommend rear feeders or rear trays when you're doing the Cricut printable vinyl, and I'm sure Cricut even recommends that as well. So just food for thought if you're looking into getting a printer. And like I said, I had the 2800, but I think it was defective, so we went, I think I dropped that, not sure where it went, but we went ahead and exchanged it. And like I said, I had full intentions of getting the 2800, but we kind of just thought, well, since this one's on sale and it does 11 by 17, let's just go ahead and get that one. And that way we'll be able to cut or print on larger size sheets. I also have a sublimation printer that is in its eco tank, and so it's really good with ink. Honestly, it's awesome on ink. But I also have a sublimation printer. It was an Epson 2850. Now that's not just for sublimation, or it's not for sublimation, but I converted it into a sublimation printer. And so just keep in mind when you do that, you know, it avoids the warranty. So Epson probably won't help you on that 1-year manufacturer warranty. So just kind of bear that in mind when you are converting any printer that is not meant to be. Okay, so just a little warning, if you will. So I apologize that you weren't really able to see what I was weeding out. Let me go ahead and put that there. I just ripped up one of my letters. This is really fine letters, so I'm a little bit hesitant. I might have to reverse weed this because I don't know how well this is gonna weed out. So we will give it a try. In fact, probably should have trimmed this down from the beginning. Okay, so let me, oh, okay. It's Paper Studio brand, and Paper Studio is really, I like Paper Studio. That's good. It's good. It's good quality stuff in my opinion. And it's weeding really well. I trimmed it so that way I can focus down here and then I can come up and focus on that. You don't want to have too much. You got to, divide your attention. So that's why I split it up, if you will. Okay. Not bad. I am quite impressed. Okay. Very good. Okay. Now we can focus our attention up here. We did really well. See, Paper Studio all the way. All right. Let me go ahead and bring this R back into play. Oh. Well then, we're going to be a little bit of a, there we go. Easy. Okay, now that we got everything weeded out, now this one, I had this for another project, that's why you see this blank here, but I'm going to use this like a sticker because, again, I'm going to want to still try to use this. I'm trying to cut down on wasting my printable vinyl just because of how expensive it is. So, okay, what we'll do is we will get some transfer tape. I think this should be good. Now, what I'm going to do is think about this for 5 billion minutes, and then we will apply. I'm trying to think about my design right now of how I had this situated, and I think I had it, I'm trying to think. Right now I'm struggling with where does this bunny play on this side here. So I'm trying to think about how far up I need to go. So I think what we'll do is, I know that this is, okay, let me think this through here. Again, I'm going to try to peel this up like a sticker. I hate doing that because of those little ears, but I don't want to have to waste this. I want to be able to utilize it. Okay. I think what I'll do, and I think this bunny came from Canva, so again, you'll see a lot of my images from Canva because I have a membership with them, so that's why you'll see that a lot. And I think, I know I had this little bunny at the bottom, I just don't know how far over. So we're just going to eye it up. I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure to it just because in case I need to lift it up. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to kind of let it sit there. I'm not going to push it down. Maybe I'm going to push that side down because I don't want it to accidentally lift up with some static here. All right, and then I am going to, yeah, that is actually perfect location. So I am going to commit to that. And I'm not going to use my scraper tool. Now, if I transferred it with my transfer tape, then I would use my scraper tool, but I don't want to scrape it because this could scrape up the vinyl here. Isn't he cute? Let me bring that up to the camera here. Look how adorable he is. Oh, love it. Then we will apply. Now, again, you could use your Cricut printable vinyl for the wording, but for me, I'm just going to use my vinyl for the wording because I have more of that than I do the Cricut printable vinyl. That looks good to me. Now, I do think he could have used a little bit in the outline. So what I could have done is offset this in design space, and then that way I have a cute little outline. That way I think the bunny would pop out a little bit better than it is right now. But, you know, I think it's okay for right now. And lesson learned, you know, next project I will make sure that I do create that offset. Perfect. Okay. I think this is absolutely adorable. And I like how the ears are playing with the curve of the bee. I think that turned out super adorable. Let me know what you think. We're not quite done with this project because my idea was to have this, well, let's just say it like this, have this overlay. And I tried my best when I was picking my pinks. I tried my best to match this pink with this. Now, if you're a Canva member, you most certainly could take a picture of this. Now, taking a picture, you might lose the color a little bit, but you could take a picture of this, upload it to Canva, and then actually take that back. If this image is able to be edited, meaning the color variation, then you could do an eyedrop or whatever they call it, pick up this color and then change the ears and the nose. But I don't think this one was. I know there were other bunnies that were, but I really liked this one in particular. So I just kind of matched my pink as best as I can with this one. I think I actually did a pretty good job. So my idea here is I have these little bunnies that I popped out, these little bunnies that I found in Design Space, and I am just going to go ahead and apply them to my background here. So I'm just going to use them like stickers and randomly place them. And they're 1 inch in height, so they're relatively small. I was thinking to go a little bit bigger, and I think I should have gone a little bit bigger, but I still think that, and I'm going to have some that are going off the house here just because, you know, just to give it more of that professional look. Needed to move that one up a little bit, and I think I got in the same location. Oh boy, you're gonna have to look at my footage. For some reason this was just reading too linear here, but I don't know. Anyway, and then I think I'll get my scissors and go ahead and trim this up. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna have a nice little, now it's just going to sit up like this, and I know that you guys can't see it like this, but it's going to kind of be on my desk about this far apart, or, you know, displayed wherever, and have them layered like this. So I think that you guys kind of get the point. And I am so glad that I got those pinks matching pretty well. I was a little worried about that just because I actually had painted this prior to printing it out. And you all know when you print something out, sometimes the color is just a little bit different from what you see in the computer. So I am quite impressed that the two pinks match pretty well. I mean, look at that. That's really good. So there you go. I really, really love this one. I think this is super adorable. Let me know what you think. Wow, what a great start to this video. So let's go ahead and continue on the festivities with some more Easter crafting. And this one, I found this cute little egg-shaped display. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and weed out my middles. And I'm going to do just a little bit of layering for this one. Not much, just one layer. And so you'll see here in a second. So let me get that all weeded out. Let me know how you're doing with your Easter crafting. Are you doing a lot of Easter crafting? Do you like to do Easter crafting? Are you doing more spring than Easter? Or are you doing more Easter than spring? Let me know how you are doing. Looks like I forgot a middle there. Which, between Easter and spring, which do you like to craft more for? I did a little bit of crafting in the past for Easter, but mine was more so spring. I tend to craft more for holidays that last a long time. So like spring, I mean, spring's not a holiday, but I tend to craft more for a holiday / season that is longer just because I get to enjoy my stuff a little bit. But since I've been using, or since I started my YouTube channel, I typically, now I'm doing way more crafting for certain holidays than I have ever done, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just, actually, let me just try and figure out how much I need for this project here. I think right there is good. Okay. I told you, just a little bit of layering. I really like this. It's like an opal. Is it opal? I don't know. It's pearl. Maybe it's pearl. And just really cute. I love that for the bunny ears. That is why I opted for that. Okay. Go ahead and scrape the front and the back. Now this was a little bit of a challenge trying to size this because it's so wide here and narrow at the top. So I found this, I believe this was in a design space. So I found it in design space, and since it's kind of narrow towards the top, I thought this would be a good project. I don't know how well it's going to get centered, but we will sure give it a try. Okay. Let me go ahead and kind of slide this in here. Okay, so looks like, okay, I told you guys this was going to be a little bit of a challenge trying to get this all centered. I'm trying to think of how I want to go about doing this. Okay, so what I'll do is I won't lay down those ears. I'm going to reposition those ears and put them somewhere else. Okay. It's all right. Like I said, it was a little bit of a challenge trying to get these ears, or to figure out the size. And I think what I'll do is I'll come down maybe I can do, I gotta think about this for a second, because I think what I'll have to do is I'll have them go at an angle. Is that gonna make sense? Maybe not. Actually, I think that's good, right? So we had to reverse engineer this a little bit to get it to work. So again, I told you this was just a little bit of a challenge to try to get this whole thing to fit in such an odd shape, but you guys saw what I did. I just cut it apart and, you know, did what I can. I did my best. Not bad. I mean, honestly, no one would have known the wiser if I didn't, if I didn't make this video. But, I'm glad that was my heat press. I am doing an iron-on project here in the next craft. But I'm glad that the stuff comes up because, again, I always want to try to show you how to fix something. Or I was like, oh my gosh, how did this get messed up? Upside down. But it's good to have this, and I keep this in the video because I want to show you, how to fix issues like that. It's one thing to show you how to do something. It's entirely another to share how to fix something. And I've said this before. This is what I do for my students. I don't like how this is lining up, so I'm gonna do one at a time. I do this for my students all the time. I purposely make errors because, my college professors never really showed me how to troubleshoot. And I never really, and so when I came into an issue, I never knew, I guess I did. It just took me longer. It would have been nice had my professor shown me how to, fix something when I come across an issue. So like how to edit. So that's what I do for my students. I show them how to edit when you make mistakes. I think this turned out super adorable. And despite the fact that I had to move it over, I still think it worked out just perfectly. Let me know what you think. All right. In this project, we are going to do something I've never have done before. So I'm a little nervous. I'm doing iron-on with adhesive vinyl. I've never done that before because I was always afraid it was going to melt the vinyl. I don't know why. That's just a little fear of mine. But I'm going to attempt it. And if it doesn't work out, I can always rip up the paper. There's a paper inside there because I got that from Hobby Lobby from their Christmas decor. And we are just going to go ahead and try it. I'm sure it can be done. I just never attempted it. And so right now I have my heat press set at the lowest setting because I don't want to melt my vinyl. And of course I want to protect my vinyl. Let's get this part weeded out. It's been a minute since I found this on Design Space. I had this cut out for a long time and just now getting to it to craft with. So I can't remember, but I want to say that this, I had to use two different bunnies, or maybe because I'm putting glasses on this little bunny, and I can't remember if, I don't think this bunny had any glasses. So I will definitely link that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think. I will link it in the Design Space if this was from two different files. And just so you know, you'll see a hashtag or a pound symbol in front of the numbers and letters. That's just, you have to add that in Design Space in order to find it. So just be mindful of that. That's why I added it. You'll see the pound symbol. And you got to type in that full number in order to search for it in Design Space. Okay. A lot of small parts here, so I'm going to be very careful with when weeding this. Sorry if you hear my little one in the background. She is playing upstairs with my husband, her dad. And as I said before, if you guys see my craft room tour, I'm in the dining room and it's not closed in, so you can kind of hear everything in the house being in this area. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to understand the design here. And then let's weed out the part in between the whiskers. Cute little bunny. Okay, perfect. And then we'll get that off my fingers. Excuse me. And then I'm going to go ahead and weed the glasses out. Found this really pretty glitter iron-on. I thought, how adorable would it be to put for the glasses? Oh, I just thought, you know what, let's do it. I think it's just super adorable. Okay. And it's just going to go on like that. Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay. Who gets excited like that? I mean, I get super excited when it comes to my crafts. I geek out, let me tell you. All right, I'm just piecing transfer tape together. I need to use this up anyways. And let me see if I can find, let me move that out of the way and then get this transferred over. So yeah, I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was from their Christmas decor. Got it for $5.50. I just liked the frame. And actually it had some like raised stuff on there, so I just scraped it off and then applied my craft board to it. Looks like it's a little dirty. All right. Let's get this little cute little rabbit. She is super adorable. Let's go ahead and get it in here. Go. Perfect. Okay. Peel this back very gently because I don't want to accidentally rip up my paper. Okay, there's that one little, or two pieces that came up together. And then let's go ahead and get this. Perfect. Okay. So now what I'll do is, and I'll save that, I'm going to go ahead and get my glasses on here. And I thought about adding some text to this, but I thought, you know what, not everything needs text for one, or like it needs words on there, it doesn't. I think these glasses just make a statement. And I'm really hoping that you can kind of see, like the ink kind of got on the carrier sheet. So I'm really nervous. I'm hoping this will not transfer onto the paper here, but living on a prayer here. I'm going to bring in my parchment paper to protect my vinyl, and I'm going to make sure that this has constant movement. I'm moving it really fast because I don't really want this to melt my vinyl. I'm sure it's safe to some degree. Just checking, I'm monitoring my vinyl. It's looking really good. So I might slow that down just a little bit. But I would definitely not I would not use a large heat press. Make sure I use this because this requires constant movement. And again, I'm on the lower setting here. I don't know how well that's going to swing when it comes to the glitter vinyl. So I might have to end up kicking it up. But I wanted to do a lower setting because I'm putting it on vinyl. So, all right, I am hoping, you guys, oh my god. Okay, so we got some lifting. It's okay because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that off. I was really worried that this was going to come on my paper. Okay, you guys, it is so cute. When you're doing this, always make sure that you have parchment paper. You do not want to put this directly on your HTV or on your vinyl. OMGs. Look how cute this is. You guys, can you see that? Oh, I am so glad that I did this. Oh, it is so adorable. This is perfect, and it's just good on its own. It doesn't need anything else. I was thinking about maybe adding some flowers to this, but this is a statement enough. And oh, love it. What do you guys think? You guys, I am so thrilled about this project. Let me know in the comment section if you like this one. In this craft, we are actually going to do a print and cut, and we are also going to utilize this item that I got for clearance. So I'm not a sewer, so this really doesn't, it's cute on its own, and I actually bought quite a bit of them for $2.74. I thought they could be reused for my purposes. And so anyways, what I did is I actually bought several of these, and I got some plywood and cut it down to size, and it just fits in like so. So then it kind of becomes a new blank. And so what I'm going to do is glue this once I'm done. But I know that I had mentioned that I'm going to try to incorporate print and cut with vinyl, but I thought this was such a cute SVG, or PNG rather, that it really didn't need, you know, any words to it or anything like that. So, just looking at this real quick. So anyways, what I did was I just thought it'd be kind of cute on its own to go ahead and just leave this without any vinyl on there. And sorry, I'm just trying to look to see which one stays down. And then we will apply that to our wood blank. So let me go ahead and get this weeded out. Got a lot of intricate cuts going on here, so it's probably going to take me a hot minute to get this done. And so what I can do is I can fast forward, and then we'll come together and look at how we're going to accomplish putting this on our blank. Give that a good cut. Right. Then I will go ahead and put this on here. I really like this snap band. Makes it a lot easier to handle. And then move that over here. And then I got all my transfer tape. Let me if you've been around my channel long enough, you will know that I really like to buy things on clearance, and do them my own. So instead of trying to put paper down, I thought, for some reason I was thinking it would be a good idea. I could do both sides, although, no, I take that back. For some reason, I decided it was a good idea to cut some plywood, and then I'm going to put Velcro on the back, and I can just take it in and out when I'm trying to apply my decal. So I actually need to go to the store and go get it. I thought I had some here in my craft stash, but as it turns out, I do not have it in my craft stash. So you're not going to see that part, but you can get them from Michael's, and they come in this little circular, like I think an 8-pack, and you could just, again, it sticks to 2 different surfaces. And I did it in one of my videos when I made milestones for my friend who's having a baby. And so I'm just going to buy this, and again, I bought that from Michael's. It looks like there's actually some parts, looking at this real quick, that needs to be weeded out. Just really kind of saw it as the light was hitting. So let me go ahead and get those finer details. And, you know, honestly, what I probably could have done is reverse weed this, because it's vinyl, so it would have worked the same way as you would with any regular adhesive vinyl, right? And I think we would have been okay, but hindsight, right? Perfect. Okay. So I just added some white chalk paint to this. And then I am going to apply my decal. And then we should be, or my print and cut. And then I'm just trying to center it. Looks good. Scrape that down. And then let's go ahead and peel this back carefully because we got some really intricate pieces that we, go ahead and scrape that down a little bit better, that we don't want to accidentally tear. I have a feeling that this adhesive printable vinyl is really delicate in comparison to regular adhesive vinyl. So you just want to, when you're transferring it, you really just want to slow down and hope for the best. And looks like some of the ink got picked up from that eye. It's interesting. Because this had printed like over an hour or 2 hours, so looks like you can kind of see it. That's interesting. Like I said, it printed 2 hours ago, so I can't imagine that it was still wet, and I don't see anything on my fingers, so that's interesting. This is the 3rd or 4th time that I did a print and cut, and I never had this issue, so I'm not sure. And I printed it and then actually crafted with it, so who knows. Anyways, still didn't ruin it. I still think it looks super cute. And then it's just going to go in here. And I think that's just super adorable on its own. And again, I know I've mentioned that I want to incorporate vinyl with my print and cut, but sometimes some of the printables do not need any words, and it's just cute on its own. And like I said, I plan on, because I have enough room here, I kind of cut them, well, I had my husband, I have enough room to go ahead and use my weeding tool to peel it up to take it in and out. Or I don't know, I might just leave it in there. Haven't quite decided, but I just thought of an idea of, you know, cutting a bunch of these squares and changing them out per the season. So that is what I was thinking of doing. So I have quite a few of those, and that I'll be changing out per the season. I think this turned out super adorable. What do you guys think?